Sweet. We are good to go. How you doing, good sir?
Doing great.
It's nice to
Feeling
have you on. Okay, you don't have a glass to cheers with, so that's the only thing. You got your
Plastic
bottle.
Cheers.
Staying hydrated. Respect.
Got to keep the vocal cords lubed.
Hey. Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
I'm just gonna actually. I should have done this before, but I'll just get you to check that mic just real quick.
Oh yeah.
Just check your volume. Say check.
Check. How's that sounding? Check. Good stuff.
Should be good. We'll make it work either way.
Absolutely.
All right. So do you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself, the band you play in, your name?
Yeah, so my name is Logan Manzer, and I'm the lead guitarist and lead vocalist for The Usual Suspects. We're like a thrash metal band from Edmonton, but we're kind of like, we do thrashy stuff, we do heavy stuff, we do progressive stuff. We like to kind of, just mash all the metals together so that we can have as many subgenres at the same show.
That's sick. Yeah.
Thanks.
Makes it interesting for a different kind of vibe, you know? One second you're expecting punk, and then it's like, oh, it goes to metal. You're like, okay,
right?
I kind of like this.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
It's nice because, like, we're not too heavy where, like, we can still be put on a bunch of different bills with different types of band, like, like death metal, punk bands.
Yeah, because, like, I've seen you guys go on things like Shockerfest.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting bill. It's got a ton of different bands on it.
Yeah.
And then you're playing the one that we played, Intersect. So that's a huge difference, a vast difference in styles.
Bunch of EDM, yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool, man. So when about did you guys get started?
So I actually started The Usual Suspects in, like, 2018, back when I was in grade 11. We had a rock band class in school. And I actually started out as the drummer for the band, which is crazy.
Okay. That's why we get along.
Yeah, right? So then I had moved to Wetaskiwin because I was living in Evansburg. It's like an hour west of Edmonton.
Yep.
And so moved to Wetaskiwin, which is about 2 hours away from Evansburg. Finished grade 12 there. And then as soon as I graduated, Morgan, our rhythm guitarist, he came into the band because I knew, like, back from when we were younger, he played guitar. So I'm like, hey, you should come join our band. He's like, okay. And then our guitarist at the time, he also played drums. So I was, like, at home learning all these solos and everything, showing the guys, and they're like, why the fuck are you the drummer? I'm like, I don't know, that's a good question. So I switched up to lead guitar, and then I started learning how to sing and play, and then just all these riffs started coming together. And at that point in time, we had met a couple producers here from Edmonton, and went and said hi. They're like, yeah, we'll help you. We'll put you on, like, a development deal. So they helped us kind of form the band better and, like, get out there more.
Nice.
So I guess, like, overall professionally in the scene has been for, like, a year and a half now. So that's when we started playing shows. We played, like, our first actual professional gig at Lily Lake, March of 2018. Or sorry, not 2018, 2022. Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Shit. So you haven't been doing it too long then?
No, not super long. It's been a hell of a journey so far, that's for sure.
No doubt. Sweet. And so the name, what's with the name?
So the name came from, me and my buddies, we'd always get into shit, and everyone would always be pointing the fingers at us when something went down. They're always like, oh, it was you guys. Even if it wasn't us. Just always pointing at us. So, like, me and my dad were talking in his basement. And he's like, you know what you should name your band? I'm like, what's that? It's like The Usual Suspects because it fits all of you so perfectly. I'm like, huh. I like that. So I went and pitched it to the guys, and they're like, yep, that's the one.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
and so you were saying, backpedaling a little bit, that you started off as drums, but you were showing them the riffs. So I'm assuming you've played a little bit of every kind of instrument?
Yeah, so I actually started playing guitar when I was, like, 6 years old. I just got, like, a little Beaver Creek acoustic, and like, drums I kind of been off and on even before I was 6 years old, really. Just had a little starter kit, and my parents, like, they've always been musical. My mom was a drummer. My dad kind of dabbled here and there, but my dad played more guitar than drums, so, like, music's just always been in my family.
Nice. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And so then, with the usual suspects, you guys got music on all the major platforms, or
Not yet.
not
No.
yet? Hey?
So we actually kind of jumped the gun. We had like an album release party on June 2nd this year because we thought everything was going to be done. Like we had all agreed, producer agreed, and then just a bunch of stuff got in the way. We're like, oh man. So right now we only have one song on YouTube with the music video. That's called Devil Inside. But we're hoping like in the next month or two, everything will be on Spotify and
Right.
Apple Music.
Yeah, that one you worked with a couple people I recognize, Tabitha.
Yep.
And my friend Malice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know Malice.
Of course. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Malice, all right.
That's
that guy's awesome.
Yeah, he did his part very well.
yeah. I messaged him. I was like, yo, I finally seen this video, and this is you. I was like, this is the band you were telling me about, because I do snow removal in the winter, and
Okay.
he was one of my like sidekicks. Like he was like a temp worker at the time that was like helping me out. So yeah, he was telling me about it last winter, maybe a winter before. He was telling me, oh yeah, I'm in this music video with like this rock band. I don't really know it, but I'll show you it when it comes out. And he completely forgot, because it's been a few months, but yeah, it came out, and I was like watching it because I had you on Facebook and that. And I was like, okay, sick. That looks good. And then as soon as I seen the devil, I was like, no way, dude. Are you serious?
That's awesome.
So, and then yeah, Tabitha being friends with Malice as well. So I knew both of them, but I thought that was cool. So Tabitha did the shooting for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sick.
she did a killer job.
Yeah,
I
it looks
will
good.
say. And like we kind of collaborated on the writing. Like I gave her this idea, and then she took it elsewhere. And then she was like, "What do you think of this?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then what if we did this? But like it was such a fun experience, because like that being our first music video and everything. Like,
Yeah.
it's
So is that
definitely-
song not on Spotify in that?
No,
Oh,
just on
interesting.
YouTube right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're holding off because you want to do it for the album?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I
So
see.
it was like, we're kind of doing what Metallica did with their newest album, 72 Seasons. Like they released one song, and then another song, and I think like one more song before the actual album came out. And
Right.
that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to do 2 songs like a few weeks apart, and then just drop the album. But yeah, like I said, things got in the way. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm hoping it comes out in October, because that's when my birthday is. So it'd be a great birthday present.
There you go. There you go. Okay,
Yeah.
you're an October baby, hey?
Yeah, October 11th.
Oh, so close to mine.
When's yours?
19th.
Oh, no way. You're
Yeah.
one day after my mom. She's the 18th.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
yo, that's sick.
That's crazy.
That's sick. That's a
Nice.
small world.
Yeah, no kidding.
So then you're a Libra then?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Ah.
Making more sense now.
Twins.
Respect. Yep, respect.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, the whole like vibe that you guys portray, and like the music, like I said, I'm gonna mumble about it throughout this whole podcast, but it's great. You guys are doing a really good job.
Thank you.
I'm really stoked on what's gonna happen. We talked about it a little bit before the podcast, but for everybody to, we'll reiterate on it. You guys went on a little bit of a tour in the summer.
Yeah, so we went on like a little Western Canada tour. We played one show in Maple Ridge, and then another show in New Westminster at Bully's Studios. We were supposed to play in Kamloops and also is it St. Albert? No, that's in Edmonton here.
Yeah, it's in Edmonton. Yeah.
Prince Albert. That's
Prince
the one I'm
Albert.
thinking of.
Okay,
Prince
yep.
Albert and Regina. But those 3 kind of fell through because, like, this is our first tour. It was almost very rushed. And we really only had a show, like, once a weekend. So, like, it just wasn't really paying for the tour, considering it was all, like, off of door sales and everything.
Gotcha.
So just so that we wouldn't go more broke than we were, we kind of just canceled the rest of it and focused on, playing Alberta more so, which was, it sucked at the time. It kind of, hurt the heart a little bit, because we were just really stoked for it, but we still ended up, doing lots of touring around Alberta. Went to Intersect in High Prairie. What else did we do? Medicine Hat at Alternate Waves Festival. We did Calgary back in March. Yeah, so I mean, it's still been a great summer regardless.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. And do you guys have like a little tour rig? Do you have like a little van or something? Or
No, we use John's truck. He's got like I'm not like into vehicles or anything, so it's like a Dodge Dually.
Okay, yeah.
Just so we just loaded all the gear into the box and took off from there.
Nice.
But it worked out because diesel was cheaper than gas in BC.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Hey. Holy.
Yeah, it was good.
That's nice. Okay, so then I'm assuming you have a little bit of a plan then, after your album released for tours maybe next year. Is that kind of the whole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I won't say too much, but we are working on like another tour bigger than what it was this time.
Nice.
Yes, we've got like some more entities in the background helping us out with it this time, so it's not just me doing all the booking. So this way we can actually, get a successful tour on route and play more than once every weekend.
Right.
And, actually hopefully make something from it.
Sorry, I wasn't
gonna
interrupt. I was gonna say, was it you that did the booking for this one?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I did all the booking. Like, kind of what I did was, like, I just looked through Facebook, and it started off with somebody looking for a band in Prince Albert, and I was like, I looked up how far away it was. I think it was only, like, 6 hours, so I was like, oh, we could come out and do that. And then we got one in Maple Ridge. He's like, yeah, I'd love to have you guys come out. So then I'm like, well, I may as well just, like, make this a whole thing then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a good experience for me though, like just to kind of see the booking side of things. Not like, I don't know, I could probably maybe pull off a successful tour, but I'd have to start like, a lot sooner than 2 months in advance.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust.
Yeah.
Trust. Yeah. For us, it's always just been Sabian doing it.
Oh, okay.
Well, we had a manager for the longest time, but things didn't really go the way that they go, such as life. So, yeah, I've heard stories about him trying to plan shows and how hard it is, and I'm like, props to anyone who can try it themselves. That's pretty cool that you gave it a shot, because it's not easy.
No, it's it definitely adds to all of the other work of being a musician, but it's like it kind of like we had someone. It was actually my cousin. Shout out to Jasmine. She was like our manager for a little bit. She wasn't too sure what route she wanted to go to. Like, she was always into photography and stuff, and she kind of wanted to get into the management side of things. So I'm like, well, here's your perfect start, because we're just starting out too. So she was like, I'd always send everyone to her. She'd book all of our shows. And then later on, she was kind of just like, no, I think I'm just going to go down the photography route. And then, so she'd come to our shows, do the photos for us and everything. And that's when, like, it kind of just worked out anyways, because people would see me up on stage. Our logo is, like, pretty much, it's me. And so everyone would always just message me, like, hey, you want this show? Here's this show and everything. But actually, to touch more on what Jasmine's doing now, she ended up being, like, so we've got another music video coming out. I don't know when. Hopefully when the album comes out. Nice. She actually wrote the entire script to it, which was amazing. When I first read it, I got chills, like, down my spine, goosebumps everywhere.
Ooh.
So good. And then she came in with her mentor, and they both shot the film. It was like, I think it was over the course of 3 shooting days that we had. But it was so much fun. And I've seen just the rough edits put together, and it is killer for her first music video. It looks so good. She did amazing.
So she directed and shot it?
Yeah, directed, wrote, and shot.
Wow.
She had, like, her mentor's name is Andrew. I forget his last name. But they kind of, like, he was teaching her how to shoot the video during the whole thing, but he'd let her take the camera and everything. But, like,
okay.
She's a great director. And whenever, like, she'd put her, like, big panties on, everybody knew it was time to shut up. Like,
respect.
She's serious about that shit.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's cool to hear.
Yeah.
It's cool that you can have somebody that you're close with that is working so hard to make something like that's going to help you and benefit you, you know?
Exactly.
And it's going to help her too, because I'm sure she'll be able to get maybe some side work from it if that's something that she wants to pursue or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
Yeah, and it made it a lot easier to have someone like that we were all so close with, shoving a camera in your face and yelling at you. Not like she yelled at us, but
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when it
yeah.
was time to get to business, it was time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Quiet on set.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally. No, that's cool. That's cool. So, I'm assuming then with songwriting, is a lot of it structured around like you? Are you doing a lot of the writing and producing and all the other jazz? Yeah.
Yeah, so like every song that we have so far, like I've written, and not like the drums obviously John does, the bass Aiden does, and then Morgan, he'll just add his spin to it. Whatever he thinks he could do, say in the chorus or something, he'll do. But like everything is based off of what I've written, and all the lyrics have been me as well. Actually, me and my dad collaborated on a few songs. Me and my girlfriend collaborated on one song, just kind of spitting ideas off of each other, and
Nice.
I mean they turned out great. So
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
nice. So are your parents kind of like instrumentalists? Like, do they do any of that stuff or?
So my dad, he writes a lot of songs. Yeah, he's more acoustic though. But yeah, he would always help me with like the song structure and everything like that. On top of me like studying bands and how they structure their songs. But yeah, he's actually looking right now to go into a studio and lay some tracks down too.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. So did you guys go into any studios in the city here? Did you how did you do your tracking process?
So one of the producers that we met like when we first started out, we're actually still with him. We call him Barnyard. His name's Aaron Bernard. Shout out.
Nice.
But yeah, so he's got a studio really nice up in Sherwood Park. So we go over there during the winter time and lay down all of our tracks.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So you had a whole album written before you went in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so like we went in, we got like I think 3 songs per day. So we got 3 songs done one day and 3 songs done the other day, just like so that we could get the drums, like the drum track down, and then we went in after that and tracked all the guitars, bass, and then vocals later. So like we're all just in our in-ears so that the drum mics wouldn't pick us up or anything. And then I was like in the vocal booth with my guitar set up and everything. And he even had like a little camera and a TV in my vocal booth so I could like watch the guys outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, so did you guys track this like live off the floor?
So the drums were live off the floor,
Okay.
all jamming through the in-ears, but then like we went back and just like overdubbed all the guitars and everything.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a really cool process, like really good learning experience, and just to see how it's done,
Yeah. And did you have any influence and like parts in on the drums or any other instruments, or was it all just strictly like John and everybody else that did their parts? Like you didn't.
I've had like there's a couple ideas where I'd have them like, hey, what if you did this here? And then we'd try it out, and if they didn't like it, it's like whatever. And then if they did like it, then awesome. But like a lot of the time, like when Aiden was tracking his bass parts, like we would just, me and Barnyard and Aiden would sit there and like we'd just tweak things just to make the bass like put emphasis on everything else, but like still not trying to change everything that he was doing.
Right.
And like from what he had before to what just the few things that we'd tweaked, like it just makes it sound so much more full. Like it accents everything like perfectly.
Nice.
So, yeah,
that's cool.
It was cool just to see like just these little tiny things we could change.
Right.
Yeah.
But you didn't have any hands-on parts yourself on the drum. Like you didn't hop on the drums to do any specific parts, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Cool. So you just stuck to guitar and vocals?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. What was the hardest part, would you say? Was it doing the vocals or recording the guitar parts?
I would actually say vocals. Yeah, because when I'd first started doing the vocals, like in the tracking session, I've been so used to playing shows and singing at shows, only to go in and find out that it's just so much more, like you have to be so intricate. And I really had to find my voice on such a deeper level than just live stage. because it's so fine tuned. So, you know, I was having some troubles. I wasn't too happy with what I was doing at first. And then it actually turned out the one track I wasn't happy with, like, turned out pretty decent. And then I said to myself, I'm like, okay, I'm going to, like, somehow, I'm just going to keep practicing and learn how to make it sound like I like it on stage. And then I go in and we banged out, like, 3 songs in, I think, like, 2 hours on vocals.
Wow.
And all of them I was like, wow, okay, that's what I have to do. Like, I can't even tell you what I did. I just, like, really, really focused on, like, just how it felt to sing and just really listen to everything. And if I didn't like a part, just be like, hey, backtrack, let's do that over again.
Mm-hmm.
But the secret also I found was I'd have a tea and I'd drink a lot of water beforehand.
Yeah.
Even, like, just a bunch of water, like, the day before. Because I had this vocal teacher, and she, like, posts, like, reels on Instagram and everything. And she actually, I seen a video, and she's like, if you drink, the more water you drink the day before, like, you go to sing, like, the better your voice will sound. Because it just keeps it all, I don't even know,
Flush.
scientific. Yeah, that'll do, yeah.
No, that's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you stayed hydrated the day before, and you were just, like, drinking tea and water the whole process. Yeah.
And
yeah.
throat lozenges, too.
Okay, yeah. I bet that would help, hey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So so that's all done. You got the album kind of, like, planned for, you know, a certain release here.
Yeah.
So I know we dived into a little bit of the tour. You know, you want to tour afterwards, but is there any specific place that you're wanting to go to? Like, are you that much of a pre-planner that you've, like, looked ahead that you're like, okay, maybe we can, like, hit the States next year, or we can hit the States in the following year? Like, do you have a little bit of a plan in that regard?
Yeah. So basically, like, after this next album is released, we want to do, like, cross Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And then, say, in 2025, we want to hit the States. After that, like, go to Europe. And, like, we've kind of just been doing research on, like, what the best routes would be to go through. And even, like, I used, for the Canada tour, like, I used Fall of Earth as an example because they went on Canadian tour. So I'm, like, looking at all the venues that they hit, and I'd look up each venue just to see what they're like. And there's one specific venue that I want to hit in Toronto, and I can't remember I know it starts with, like, L, like Elmont something.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's in Toronto.
Okay.
And it's a really cool venue. It's got, like the main floor, and then it's got, like, an upper bowl from what I've seen.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it kind of like, so the upper bowl, is the stage, like, kind of, like, headed downstairs? Like, you kind of, like, go...
I didn't see that far into the picture.
Okay.
But it might be.
I'm just curious if they renamed it. I played a place called Duffy's Tavern in Toronto, and it was kind of like this, like, the bar was upstairs, and then, like, there's, like, a bar kind of downstairs, but it's not really. I don't know, but the stage was downstairs, so it's like you got in, there's, like, the bar, you can get food, and then you just, like, walk downstairs a couple steps, and, like, there you are. There's, like, this venue, and it's like. I like that layout, you know, like, I think something like that would have benefited from, like, because, you know, the Buckingham, it's like you go upstairs and it's just all one floor, and, like, I love the Buck, don't get me wrong, but I think it'd be more ideal to just have it, like, where it's something kind of similar, where you just have this, like, whole stage and, like, seating or standing, whatever you want to have, in a separate area, and then, like, a couple steps away, even if it's just, like, 3 or 4 steps, like, to an upstairs or downstairs, and have, like, the bar in there and seating in there. I think that's, like, mint.
Oh, I think so too, because, like, then you can still hear the music, but it's not, like, blasting in your face as you're trying to sit there and talk to somebody.
Yeah, you can have 2 things going on at once.
Exactly. So, yeah, 100%.
You know, bars, if you're listening.
Yeah.
I know notes. You don't get to, you don't always get to choose your, like, where you're situated, but I think that kind of style that's what I've always liked about Rendezvous, is, like, Rendezvous, you could, like, it's all in one, but you could, like, kind of wrap around where there's, like, the pool table and, like, all the old timers can go there and they'll hear the music, but it's like they can kind of just tune it out. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, Rendezvous is a great venue, actually.
Home.
Yeah,
I love that place. They will always let us play there, and for that, you know, I just have I don't know how to describe it. I just love that place.
Yeah, man.
So I can appreciate them a lot. Shout out to Calvin. You the man.
Hell yeah.
So I was gonna ask you, do you have any, if you feel like sharing, do you have any tour stories?
Oh man,
You're
yeah.
probably like a ton, but like which ones could you actually share, right?
Well, I mean, like, the two shows that we played in Vancouver, like, we had a week downtime, and so we stayed in this campground like 10 minutes outside of White Rock, and they had like mini golf, they had a pool there, and they stuck us in this giant field with nobody else there.
Ooh.
Until like the long weekend, then people started showing up, but like we had the whole field to ourselves. So like we're just trying to keep ourselves occupied. Like, you know, we're playing a bunch of Beersby, and we'd switch it up. Like we'd start throwing footballs, kicking soccer balls, like just trying to get, you know, keep our adrenaline up, keep us happy and everything. But I think the best part about it was going to the oceans, because like I hadn't been to the ocean since I was literally probably like 3 years old.
Oh wow.
And so I just remembered like very vaguely like finding all these starfish, finding these crabs and rocks and stuff. So I was like just so stoked to go and do all that stuff again. And, you know, it was just a really, really great bonding experience for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't too much crazy that happened on tour, but it's just such a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to learn who we are as people. 'Cause like, you know, John was fairly new into the band. Like we picked him up in February. So we were still trying to, you know, get to know John. So just to be able to have that downtime with him was great.
Yeah. Yeah, you've gone through a couple member changes?
Yeah, so we've gone through one bassist. So Aiden's our second bassist.
Okay.
And John is our sixth drummer, I think. Yeah.
Christ. Yeah. They always say it's the hardest one to find.
Oh, man, it was crazy.
Huh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it was very interesting going through all the different drummers and like teaching them the songs and then like having them add their own spins onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. So was John just the only one that did drum tracking for the record?
No, actually. So on Devlin's side, we had one of our buddies, Scotty. He's the drummer from Pugsley and the Soul Fight.
Okay, yeah.
And he also did the drums on Lost Souls. And then John did the rest of the songs. But we also had, so Jacob, he was our drummer before John, and he like came into the studio and we did, we tried Lost Souls, and no hate on Jacob at all. It's just for some reason he couldn't like figure out how to play to a drum track. Or a click track.
Click track, yeah.
So it was just very hard for all of us to, you know, get the song like together.
Right.
So there's a lot of frustration in the room, and we're all just trying to stay chill and like get it done.
Yeah. Is that why you did a lot of the tracking with like kind of off the floor? Like the drums were off the floor, but you guys were jamming with the drums, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it probably made it a little more easier for your drummer at that time, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I've never really been involved in a process like that, so it's interesting to hear that was the case. But you know, I'm still looking forward to hearing it, man.
Yeah, me too.
yeah. So did you, the one that tracked it, are they mixing and mastering for you as well?
Yes.
Okay.
He does like the entire studio process.
Wow.
Yeah, he's very talented.
And who was it that you mentioned?
Barnyard.
Okay.
Also, his actual name's Aaron, but we all call him Barnyard.
Nice. Shout out to Aaron again. Yeah. I think you already did that previously, but I didn't know that they were going to do the whole process for you. That's kind of nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
you
don't
very
have to
nice.
send it off to somebody else that's going to perhaps maybe mess it up or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's nice because he sees our vision from the start and then just rolls with it. And if he sees that that's where he comes in as a producer. If he sees or hears something that could be added or taken away, like he's never afraid to just say that. And there's no hard feelings if we don't like it. If we don't want to add it, he's like, yeah, cool. And
nice.
If we do, then it's awesome. So it's nice to have him there for the writing process and to hear our songs, how we think they should sound. And it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you find that there was a lot of back and forth, or was it mostly like he took your ideas and just ran with it, or just would give the odd piece of advice here and there?
There was only I think 2 songs where we like had some back and forth, and it was like we just added parts onto the song, like to the end of the song to make it longer. And then more of the back and forth was between me and him while I was in the vocal booth. You know, just should I extend this word? Should I do less of a scream here? It was just, you know, just tossing ideas back and forth, which was really helpful for me because that was like one of my that was my first experience like in a vocal booth. Actually, one of my first studio experiences ever for all of us, really.
Right.
So just having him there for that support and that help made it a lot easier for us.
Nice. It's always nice when that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Yeah, well, I mean, you got something to look forward to here in October, and
yes, hopefully it's October.
Yeah, no, for sure. So is that going to be your next local show then?
As of right now, yeah. Like, we love playing in Edmonton and everything, but you know, it gets hard to sell tickets when you're playing every other weekend.
Yeah.
And we don't want to die out. You know, this is our hometown. We don't want people to be like, oh, we'll catch the next one.
Yeah.
It's like the last thing we want. Yeah. So I think as it stands right now, like, probably going to just do out-of-town shows or, you know, take kind of a break in September and just get this next album situated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. And you guys, do you have any previous work that you're just, like, you haven't released?
No, just the album that we're waiting on right now.
No EPs, no singles or anything?
No.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so we're pretty fresh still.
Yeah.
And like as soon as this first album is released, we're like jumping back in the studio this October, November, and we're going to push out another one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I never stop writing ever.
Nice.
And it's like it just comes out of nowhere too. Like I'll grab my guitar and all of a sudden this riff pops out and it's like just becomes a whole song.
Wow.
So yeah, we're just pushing out as much as we can.
That's sweet. Do you use any programs in particular, like Guitar Pro, or like are you using anything, or are you just like kind of tracking on like GarageBand or something at home? Like
honestly, I memorize it all.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit.
So like basically like my process is I find a riff, I like it, and I just play it over and over and over until it's muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
And same with like, you know, the song just pushes out. I find riffs, I put them together, what part goes where. And if I don't have enough time to just get that muscle memory at that moment, like I'll use like the voice memo on my phone or just like straight up record myself playing the riff.
Gotcha. And then like if it's a riff and a song that's gonna stick, the guys just write around it then?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow.
So like we'll just all meet up. I'll show them what we got, and then part by part, we'll just get their parts in place.
Wow.
Sometimes I'll send them off videos so they can do it at home.
Nice.
But like when it comes down to the drums, like that's usually all together.
Yeah.
I just had Aiden over. When was that? It was last Thursday. Had him over for a writing session, working on a new song.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's cool. That's kind of like an old school way of doing it still, you know?
Yeah.
Like that, I can respect that.
It's fun, man. It's just like it's a good excuse to hang out, you know, have a couple drinks, have a couple smokes, whatever you need to do.
Get everybody involved too.
Exactly.
It definitely feels more like a team effort when it's like that.
Yeah. And like that's what I like about it is cuz I am doing a lot of the writing. I like when we can all come together and everybody can put their ideas into it.
Right.
Then they don't feel like they're being told what to do, you know. I don't want that. I don't want them to feel like they can't have their creative minds at work in this band.
Respect, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Thanks.
So I'm assuming on both albums then you're writing over 10 tracks each?
I actually think they're like EPs. I think because the first one is 6 tracks and then we got like 2 interludes.
I see.
So I think the second one probably going to be around 6 or 7 again.
Gotcha.
But I mean, if it just so happens we have over 10, then I'm not upset about that.
Yeah. I was curious if you were doing a full length or if you're doing an EP, but I guess it's going to be more of an EP.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I always get confused by that EP, LP, album.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll just call it all albums and we'll figure it out.
I'm pretty similar, Bo. I always assume, and my friends might call me out after this for this, but like I always thought that like 6 or 7 songs or under extended play, and if it's over like 9 or 10, that's a long play or whatever, and you can deem that as an album. But yeah, it's yeah, I don't even know if I'm saying LP right, a long play. That sounds hilarious. I know the EP is extended play, but I always knew that it was like the shorter version of the two.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be butchered about that after. Like, you botched that, bro. Like, okay, cool. I'm glad you were listening.
Yeah, right. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's cool. I gotta ask, how do you get your hair like that?
Man, it's like it's 100% natural. But like the process every day is I go in, I condition it, and then I pick it through with like a wide tooth comb. And then I leave it for like 10 minutes, and then I pick it out with just like a normal hair pick.
Wow.
To wash out the conditioner, and then I put like a leave-in product in just to keep it like moisturized, and it helps with the curls and everything because naturally it's just like very, very dry hair.
Right.
And then, yeah, actually that's about it.
Do you find that the headband helps keep it like kind of up in the front?
Not really. Like, even if I didn't wear the headband, it
just floats up like that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I remember I was telling my one guitar player who I was having on today, and he's like, "Oh, the guy with the hair, like Logan with the hair." I'm like, yeah, Logan with the hair.
Yeah, that's how everyone recognizes me.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I could spot you from a mile away.
Right? I can't get away with nothing.
The usual suspects, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Do you find that, if you don't mind sharing, you don't have to get into detail, but do you find that when you were younger, you got into a little bit of trouble?
Yes.
Okay, fair. Man, I was like, there has to be some sort of story behind the name. Like.
Yeah, I won't say too much, but I was a little shithead, that's for sure. It was something new every day. And like, I lived in a small town. There was nothing to do. And, at the time, me and my friends, we were all kind of in the same mindset. And so we'd go around town and get into trouble and everything like that. But, I ended up getting into a lot of trouble when I was 15. And a bunch of stuff went down. Like, I don't want to say too much just because not a lot of people know. And it's nothing bad, honestly. But, like, it was a scare, and it helped me get my stuff together.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't share it with too many people because like it's just personal.
Yeah, they don't need to know.
No.
Whatever, it's your business.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of why I moved away from home. It's just like, I don't know, everyone's seeing how I grew up. I just want a fresh start. I want to go be known for something else.
Yeah. The town that you were in, was that Evansburg?
Evansburg, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I grew up in a small town too, Tofield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I don't know if your vibe was the same aside from the story, but like everybody else knows everyone's drama in town, and I always said I was an acreage boy that wanted to be a city boy. So I was just like, the second I could get out, I was like, I can't wait to move to Edmonton.
Man, I don't blame you. That was like,
that
was the toughest part about being in a small town is everyone's drama. Yeah. Everybody knows your drama.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, kudos to those that enjoy small town life and can get by with it. That's all the props to you, but It's not for everybody. And I just find that there's so much more to see and to do, outside of that kind of what you're raised around, especially if you're in a small town, you know. And Edmonton, it's got its shit, but it's honestly like, I call it home, like I love it. I don't really. There's a couple places I want to visit and maybe like settle down for a bit, but like Edmonton's cool for now.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah,
I think it's a good starting spot for a city, anyways. If you're gonna live in the city for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and like I was telling you before the podcast, like the scene here for the music scene, especially for like metal, rock, and punk, it's just so supportive, and it's
absolutely
it's you get some pretty great crowds, and I mean, I've only seen you guys perform like a handful of times, but we did play a show together, right?
Yeah, we played at Jake's Garage October 15th last year.
Yeah. Okay.
With like, All Else Fails.
Yeah. Okay, now it's coming to me. Yeah. That was like that wasn't really like a Halloween show, but it was in the middle of the month, right? Yeah, the 15th you were saying. Yeah. That's cool. Super close to my birthday and yours.
Yeah. That weekend we literally did a triple back-to-back show. We played one at Foundry on White October 13th.
Okay, yeah.
Did one at 2DD October 14th, which was my birthday bash, and then October 15th at Jake's Garage.
Nice.
Man,
yeah.
we were so bagged by the 15th.
No doubt.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but hey, you know, like once you start finding that you're touring on like over 2 weeks, you know, your body kind of adjusts to it. Like you'll be like, oh yeah, this is normal.
Yeah.
And it's just it seems like something you really want to do, and I'm sure you're gonna love the experience.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've always wanted to, you know, be a rock star and tour the world and everything. So
that's cool.
I mean, nothing's gonna stop me, honestly.
Nice.
Just gonna keep going.
You've always wanted to be a musician? No other aspirations when you were younger?
I've always wanted to be a musician, and then everyone was like, oh, that's too hard. It's not like it used to be, and putting all this shit in my mind. And I'm like, well, you know, I guess, whatever. So I'd find these jobs that I thought maybe I'd want to do. But at the end of the day, it was always music. And then finally, you know, like my dad sits me down, and he's like, you know, you can literally, like, do anything you want to do. He's like, it's only hard if you say it's hard and if you convince yourself it's hard. Like, that's always stuck with me. And the one thing that he's always said to me that's, like, stuck with me to this day, he's like, on the other side of fear is courage. So if you're scared to do something, you should probably just go for it.
Hell yeah. Respect.
Right?
I'm gonna like your dad if I ever meet him.
Oh, I'm sure you will meet him soon.
That's awesome. It's nice to have supportive parents, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not everybody can say that they have that, but it's nice to hear those nice stories, you know?
Yeah, I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, no doubt. That's cool. So I'm assuming they come out to your shows.
My dad comes out as much as he can. You know, sometimes he's busy, he can't come, but you know, that happens. Mm-hmm. But actually, my mom's never been to a show before. Really? And not because she doesn't support me. She just has, like, she had another kid 2 years ago, which was a huge shock to us. Because, like, you know, I got a younger brother, 3 years younger than me. And he's, how old is he now? He's actually 18 now. But when I was 19, we found out mom was pregnant. And we're like, whoa, what? No way. So, yeah, that's why she hasn't come out to any shows.
Oh, I see.
She's got a baby at home.
Yeah, hey, you know. You gotta take care of those kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wild.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I'm like I said, I'm just gonna blabber about it all this whole time. But I'm excited to actually have some music to listen to on these platforms, aside from the music video that's on YouTube. But yeah, and that other music video you talked about, it's already shot, it's already done. You're sitting on it, I'm assuming. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we're actually like. The video's done. We're just waiting for like the final track so that she can go and line everything up to it.
Oh, okay. I see. So it's not quite fully finished.
Yeah. It's like,
okay.
I'd say 90% done.
Wow. Getting there.
I'm so stoked.
Yeah.
I'm excited to show everything off, and I'm excited for Jasmine to be able to show her work off.
Yeah. That's nice. And so do you already have like artwork and everything planned for the album?
Yes.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, we do.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm like itching every day to just show it off.
No doubt.
Patience.
Yeah. Patience is virtue.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you didn't do the art yourself, did you?
No.
No? Okay. Got somebody else to do it.
Yeah, my girlfriend actually did it.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, she did it looks really cool.
Nice. That's cool. It sounds like you got quite the team, you know somebody barnyard for recording and tracking, and then your girlfriend helps with the artwork, and your dad's super supportive, and no, that's awesome.
Yeah, we do have a very awesome little crew.
Yeah.
It's awesome to just, and like we're all family, and even if we're not like blood relatives, it's still family. Yeah. You know, family doesn't have to be blood.
Nice. So. Yeah. No, I couldn't have said it better myself. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Is there anything else in the scene here that you do outside of music? Are you into photography? Do you do anything like?
Not really. I mean, like on my free time, like I skateboard sometimes, longboard, but not really anything in the scene. Just, I guess, going to shows, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Like to go check out some good metal bands every now and then.
Yeah, I've seen you at a couple local shows. Yeah, 100%. That's cool. You've been longboarding for a while, yeah?
Yeah, I think I got my first longboard when I was 14. And I still have that same longboard, actually.
Oh, yo, no way. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, I've never, I tried skateboarding last year, and it just, I don't know, it wasn't for me.
That's fair.
It seems like one of those things that, even with, like, dirt biking and everything, like, you just have to have, like, this, adrenaline junkie kind of energy.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know if I'm that guy. I just had to admit that to myself.
Fair enough. Well, that's kind of, I don't know. I've always been kind of an adrenaline junkie. There's certain stuff I won't do now just because like I'm terrified to break my hands or my wrists because otherwise I can't do what I love.
Yeah.
But like back then, like, man, I just anything to get a fix of adrenaline. I was like, I'm all in.
Yeah,
And that's another reason why I'd get into so much shit. It's just like just the adrenaline, honestly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And now you got all that out of your system.
I
so
sure
you're-
do. It's all I take it all out from on the stage.
Yeah.
And get all the adrenaline on the stage
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah, you guys have like pretty good energy, you know, considering
Thanks.
like how young all you are. I'm assuming all your members are in the same
yeah.
age category.
So I'll be 21 in October. Aiden is 22. Morgan's 21, and John actually is 34, I think.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He's like our Mick Bars.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. The old dog.
Yeah.
But hey, has he been drumming for a while then?
21 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's really good. Very, very good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I remember when like we first got him. Like we first met him actually at Lily Lake last year, and he was a sound guy. And like we jammed with him. I think we jammed Master of Puppets with him one night at rehearsal, and then a year later, we're looking for a new drummer because Jacob had moved to Calgary, and he messages me and he's like, "Hey, I'll be your drummer. I legit had a dream about it." I'm like, "Okay, this sounds interesting."
Huh.
So I'm like, "Well, come over this day for an audition," and just absolutely blew us away.
Wow.
So I texted him the next day. I'm like, "Welcome to the Usual Suspects."
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's nice when like something like that can just be like a low key audition.
Right.
You're just like, hey, I guess you're in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And hey, you know what? This is the team you can see yourself with, like touring and that. Who
Yeah.
cares about anyone else, you know?
Absolutely. I think I asked him like 2 questions afterward. I think one was, could you live in a tour bus with us? And what weapon would you use in the zombie apocalypse?
Important. What did he answer?
Oh, man. I think if I'm not mistaken, he says samurai sword.
Oh, okay.
That could have been
okay.
Aiden, but
Yeah.
I think it might have been John too.
That's so funny. Samurai sword is a good answer. I would
Right?
have been also okay with skateboard.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Truck fuck some zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. Do what you gotta do, you know?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Well, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that's all I got for questions for you. You know, we kind of
Cool.
streamlined that pretty quickly.
Cool, man.
Yeah. I guess the only other one I have for the top of my head for kind of like just personal outside of my own questions, but do you have I don't know if I already asked this or not. Do you guys have like a tour break planned for the future? I know what you used in the summer, but like, do you have something that you're gonna use in next year?
I'm not gonna say that this is 100% yet, but we've had talks of like an actual tour bus.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm not too sure like all the details on it yet. Like I said, we've got like some entities in the background now helping us out, but yeah, we have been throwing around talks of a tour bus.
That would be cool.
Yes,
Wow,
very cool.
Get that all decked out and just have like a nice living arrangement
Right?
inside. Yeah.
Absolutely, it'd make things so much easier rather than you don't have to find a hotel, campground. You can just sleep on the road. Have a
Yes.
driver.
Yes.
So we're really hoping that works out.
Yeah, and have your gear with you. You know, like that's
Exactly.
like oh,
Somewhere to store the gear. That's like the number one worry.
Yeah.
Like, as long as my gear's fine, I don't care what happens to me.
totally. And are you picturing like an actual bus that you just take the seats out of, like
No,
school bus?
like an actual like tour bus with like everything in it already.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Nice.
that's what we're hoping for. So
Yeah.
we're all working hard to get that.
Yeah. Nice, man.
Yeah.
No, it'd be a game changer for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely, not having to worry about driving around and who's gonna drive where and
Yeah.
you know
And like you said, with the hotel situation, or
Yeah.
if you're gonna camp and set up tent, it's like, oh,
exactly.
like that stuff can be all right in the summer, but it's like, it's such a different game changer in the freaking winter.
Yes, no kidding.
Yeah, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. But Logan, it's been awesome having you on.
Yes.
I'm gonna get you take as much time as you need. We've got tons. So if you want to drop your socials, your personals, your band, and anything else in between, feel free to tell everybody.
Yeah, so give us a follow on Instagram and Facebook. The tag is The Usual Suspects Official. It's all one word. More followers, the better. Check out our YouTube, our music video for Devil Inside. Should just be called Devil Inside, The Usual Suspects. Yeah, stay updated for more shows, tour dates, anything that we've got planned, and hopefully we can give you guys an answer for some release dates here for our music.
We're waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting too, man.
Yeah, you're like, I'm so stoked. And then that again, reiterating that music video, that song is only available on YouTube?
Yes, as of right now.
Okay, cool. It's kind of exclusive for right now.
Right.
There you go. Sweet.
Absolutely.
All right, one more Nux.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Logan, for hopping on. And yeah, this is Apureevil Presents, an hour at the house. Take care, everybody.